All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasun said he kicked back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepted members to not only the Sarasun SETI YouTube page, but the General SETI YouTube page, two dynamic powerhouse institutions on YouTube, giving you nothing but Black Power, Black Divinity. I want you to subscribe. I want you to become a member. The link for the memberships is right down in the video description in the chat. Click it, you get a video introduction, run down on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasun SETI General SETI YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. The General got a new website up on Teachable, uploading a lot of dynamic curriculums, powerhouse programs, certificate courses. First one up, the 25 steps to the redemption of definitive Black manhood designed by the General, strictly for the brothers. Is an amazing program. You can preview the program, the curriculum. All you have to do, click the link, go over there. It's there for you to preview. You can see all the lessons that's involved with the course. Also included the Brotherhood of Heru Roundtable live stream where the brothers sit down once a week, live stream, and discuss very vital, important, very powerful information pertinent to our growth and development. Get over there, take a preview of the curriculum, and become a brother, become a member today. Ring the alarm, KingSETI.com, online marketplace official. General Sarasun SETI DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family I know you're going to like and love. Get over there and check out that curriculum. Talking about curriculum. Check out that catalog. Get you something nice. Get a discount. Shop and save and shop. Pour the fire alarm. GeneralSETI.com. SETI University, over 2,500 videos, 40 different subjects, all the subjects that you know and love from the General. Old Mecca, ancient Egypt, ancient Nubia. That's right, from the Hindu Kush, from Naga the nigga, African origins of the Hindu Kush, false teachings of the Medu Netta. Yeah, I got that up there too. We got all the occult, metaphysical, alchemy. We got that lined up. Freemasonry. We got the New World Order, Illuminati, Black Illuminati. We got the fraternity, sorority behind the scene, all the Hollywood. You understand? Debauchery. We got all that up there. So make sure you get up. And of course, we got the making of the white man, the black woman is God, military geography, cosmology, all of that. Not another website can compare or compete. Become a member today. And SETI got the popping this page on Patreon. The link is right there, pinned to the top of the chat. You need to get over there immediately. We got 5 from up there. From yesterday is up there. It's 5. I want you to go over there and get it. It's already 500 waiting on you. If you have not gotten over there yet, then it's waiting on. Get over there and get that treasure chest, family. To those that donated to the General, I appreciate you. Thank you. For those who would like to donate, the link is right there in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King SETI, General SETI, Sarasun SETI, Black Power Cartel. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it, share it with your family and friends, and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now, I just had to be fumbling around on looking to see what's going on in the world. And the craziest shit that I done seen in a minute is that niggas from Africa is signing up to go to war in Ukraine for Russia. I say, what? These niggas is over there in Russia in the Red Square with fucking Russian uniforms on and sending these silly ass niggas to the battlefield in Ukraine so that they can go over there and find them a cemetery where they can sign up and go to the nearest Ukrainian cemetery when they get up over there. Here it is that Russia then lost so many of his own soldiers. I mean, make that shit make sense. Make that shit make sense. What would make a nigga come from all the way over, and you got all these wars in Africa. and you got your brother, but you don't see them as your brother. And I listen to these videos, and man, Vladimir Putin is like, man, he's like Jesus. They look at this motherfucker Vladimir Putin like he's Jesus. And they won't even join their own brothers right there on the continent. Matter of fact, they doing what Vladimir Putin is doing to Ukraine. They doing to them. Maybe that's why they get along so goddamn much. You see what I'm saying? What people got to understand is this, that the Ukrainians are brothers to the Russians. Blood, I mean, they come from the same mother. Do you understand? I want y'all to understand me when I tell you this, that what you call Kyiv, which is the capital of Ukraine, was the first capital of the Russian people. Before Moscow, before St. Peter, Kyiv was the first capital of the Russian people. So that is literally, Ukraine is their motherland. That's where they started at. You see, and maybe that's why they so harsh on Ukraine, because maybe they feel betrayed, or did they betray? And so I don't know. I don't give a goddamn, but they come from the same mother. So if they a bomb mother, they don't give a fuck about nobody. You feel what I'm saying? That's no different than these niggas over here in Africa, and no different than niggas know anywhere. But I'm just saying, it is what it is. Why would black people go to Ukraine, go and sign up so that they can send this motherfucker? You gonna die. They talking about how many people, even Donald Trump is talking about how many motherfuckers has actually died, which they keep in hush hush. They keeping that shit hush hush because he acknowledged the fact that the Ukrainian-Russian war that's going on right now has been the most deadly since goddamn World War II. They done lost more motherfuckers in the Ukrainian-Russian war than they lost in Iraq. Do you understand me? So they haven't had a war like this where they didn't have that many bodies probably since World War II and Vietnam. And so they both at a loss. I was hearing where Russia was talking about, and they don't want to do it, that what Vladimir Putin was talking about, he was about to drive motherfuckers up into this point. If you 24, you could be, he talking about he going down to 18 because they ain't got enough motherfucking soldiers. And so when he go down there, he gonna have a problem because you sending these people's back, literally 18. You know what I'm saying? That's still, for a lot of motherfuckers, that's the baby. That's still the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you sending 18-year-olds that die on the goddamn battlefield, and they literally just graduated. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about no shit like that. So he done killed off so many of his own and the Ukrainian to where, you understand what I'm saying? Now they're going outside there. I see Korea has sent some soldiers over. I think they done been depleted. You see what I'm saying? He done depleted their ass, and it's some vagabonds coming from a few goddamn countries. But it's crazy how they are willing, and we got the video here, but I got video where motherfuckers is talking about when they was trying to get up, even out of Ukraine. They Russians. You understand what I'm saying? That's why when we dealing with this now, we got to deal with facts. That's why Vladimir took over certain sectors of Ukraine, because the areas in which he took over were predominantly Russian-speaking, the Russian-speaking sector of Ukraine. So it's a lot of Russians in Ukraine. Them is Russians. You see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, so it's crazy that, they see Russia as being a savior for them. And here it is. And I brought evidence of what the Soviet Empire looked like at its height. Man, listen here. The Soviet Union is probably the biggest imperialist nation, maybe outside of Britain. I don't know. They running neck and neck, but it's gonna fuck people's heads up. What nations that was actually a part of the Soviet Union, man? The Soviet Union, Russia is right now without the Soviet Union. It is still the largest nation on the fucking planet. So could you imagine how large the Soviet Union was? And it's still the largest nation on the planet right now. Goddamn, Russia got damn near 11 time zones. That's how large it is. 11 fucking time zones. And so, so I don't want people to confuse, because what I'm hearing from the Africans, they say Russia has been the only European nation that did not colonize African people. No, they didn't. They didn't colonize, but goddamn it, because they were so busy colonizing the motherfucker that was around them. You see what I'm saying? They was busy colonizing the motherfuckers around them. That you still a colonizer. You see what I'm saying? So that's crazy. I don't fuck with if most motherfuckers know if you fuck over your brother or your own family, you are not to be trusted. Motherfucker ain't got no goddamn loyalty to you, and they fucking over their own people around them. You see what I'm saying? Mostly all these goddamn Europeans and Asians too, whether it was Japan is looked at as the imperialists amongst them Oriental people because they took over China. They demoralized, they took over Korea. Korea's still beefing with Japan right now today for what they did to their people when they was in there. Them Japanese, you can even watch Ip Man. If you watch the movie Ip Man, it showed, because he was a Chinese, he showed you how the Japanese took over China and show how it became demoralized and shit and everything. Yeah, Japan is an imperialist. That's why they sided with Germany. That's why they sided with Mussolini. They the same type. So you got Japan and they bombed motherfucking United States. They was ready to come over here and goddamn colonize. Shit, what the fuck is y'all? And then so you look at Russia. Russia had colonized even parts of China. They, you know what I'm saying? They had parts of what they call Russia today used to be a part of China. And I think they kind of gave some of it back because they see China is much stronger than they was when they took it. And they know that, that is going to come up. You know what I'm saying? Eventually it's going to come up. They're going to show respect for one another at this time. But, they're going to play that card eventually. And so I think that, but they didn't give it all back to them. You see, they gave them a piece of it, but they did not give it all back to them. So that just show you, you know what I'm saying, that Russia even had jumped on China, had jumped on the majority of all them fucking European nations. And that's why they so scared right now. You see what I'm saying? Because they feel that by Russia taking over the Ukraine, that they coming back, towards, Russia even controlled part of Germany, Poland, all of that shit, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, all of that shit was under Russian control. Every last one of them motherfuckers had been imperialized, you understand? And they just gave a part of Germany back under Ronald Reagan. Shit, that wasn't that goddamn long. They just gave. So we got to quit thinking that, and giving Russia this status that it didn't imperialize Africa, but it is most definitely an imperialist nation. I'm sick of that shit. It is. Don't fucking lie about it. We're gonna go to the video, but we got I got the maps. You see, the maps don't lie. The maps don't motherfucking lie. Maps don't motherfucking lie. Let's put this shit up here, man. Let me see. Let me see. Is that it? Okay, that's one of them. That's one of them right there. It's another one I want to put up there too, but I got to find out where it is. I got to find out. So you can look at this goddamn map right here. You see what I'm saying? Ukraine used to be that's when it was the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. All them goddamn countries, Ukraine, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan was a part of the Soviet Union, Moldova, Belarus. That's why they siding with Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. You see what I'm saying? All that Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, all them stans. You see, all them stans. They not a part of Russia today, but they was, and that ain't even the furthest ones. So all of them is what you call Soviet. And so when they got a chance to break free, they broke free from their ass. You see what I'm saying? So ain't nobody gonna tell me there ain't no motherfucking, no imperialist motherfucking nation. You about got to be a goddamn fool. And so you see right there, Russia, that without them nations, you can see without them nations, it's still the largest nation on the planet. So if it's 11 time zones in Russia today, you could imagine, man, how large this motherfucker was, man. You see what I'm saying? All them stands was a part of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Nah, what's crazy, you can see all the ones that's right next door to it. You see what I'm saying? Nah, yeah, that's Estonia. Nah, I see. Oh, no, okay. But let me get this other map. I got to put this other map in here too. I don't know where the fuck that map is. Okay, satellite. There it is, satellite. This is another one showing you not even further going west. I'm gonna show you the other motherfucking nations that Russia had under its control. Man, Russia was trying to take over the whole of fucking Europe, man. Straight the fuck up. They were trying to take over the whole of the fucking from all the way from Siberia. And you got to think, I don't know when they sold fucking Alaska. So if you think about, man, if motherfucking Soviet Union still had Alaska and all the man, listen here. This is the largest motherfucking, it's republics. You understand what I'm saying? But this was the largest motherfucking nation on the planet, man. Straight the fuck up in the modern day. You know, you got to go back into motherfucker. And I think this was even larger than the Roman Empire, man. This shit is even larger than the Roman Empire and all that shit. Let me go here. The satellites. Where is that at? I mean, that's it right there. Why is it? Okay. Okay, why it ain't coming up is what I'm trying to figure out. Why that motherfucker not trying to come up? Okay, maybe, wait a minute, hold on. That's why. I see. I'm doing it wrong. I'm about to get it up there for y'all. It might, there you go. Here you go. Okay, it's about to pop up. Okay, so even on top of that, you see what I'm saying? Even on top of that, look at that. Poland. Okay, the Soviet Union, these are satellite Soviet nations. You know, that after the after World War II, they took over much of this shit. So even Poland, Russia ruled Poland from 1947 to 1989. Just let that shit go. See, people don't even see that they just let that shit go. You see what I'm saying? East Germany. You understand? Remember when Ronald Reagan was like, Gorbachev, tear down that wall. So even up into goddamn Ronald Reagan, Soviet Union ruled East Germany. Half of it was split, you understand, between, you know, the what they call the United States and fucking the Europe, the Eastern European nations and the East Germany, well, they split it. You understand? They split it. I think Britain got a piece of it. Russia got a piece of it. But Soviet Union, Russia ruled Germany, East Germany, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Yugoslavia, Albania, Bulgaria, Romania, on top of the other motherfuckers. So what the fuck is y'all talking about? You know, motherfucking Soviet Union is an imperialist fucking nation. And anytime you will jump on your own, you understand, some of them is their own brothers. You see the Bulgarians, you see Romania, Yugoslavia, and it was another sick motherfucker that was tied to Stalin. In Yugoslavia was over there committing all them goddamn, and not too long ago with that goddamn Croatia and shit and all that shit, where the United States had to go over there because they was over there committing what they call that ethnic genocide and shit, you know, because that was still a continuation of that shit that was going over there during that time of Stalin. I forget the name of that one Yugoslavian maniac. The motherfucking maniac over there. But he committed a whole lot of genocide over there too. So I just had to put that up there. So when you put this shit up here and they get to talking about, well, Russia ain't never did. Yeah, they probably, because they were too busy over there doing that, but they just as much as an imperialist as any other goddamn European, probably even more so. Goddamn it, because when they get ready to fuck with Russia, man, all them European nations had to get together. You understand what I'm saying? They had to get together. You feel me? So I imagine if if they all get, they ain't got nothing, they don't got no power that they can fight against Russia without the United States. Period. So, you know, if the United States hadn't went over there, man, listen, Russia would have took over damn near all of Europe. Period. All that shit. It would be from Alaska all the way to goddamn Great Britain. Goddamn it, the Soviet Union would own all that shit. And, you know, and that's why people have to, when you look at the politics of this shit, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people talking about, see, but y'all ain't got that, you know, that depth of knowledge. Well, a lot of motherfuckers, you know, they ain't like, fuck that. They ain't, people talking about they picking on Russia. And I'm not for nobody, but you got to understand what the intent of Russia was. You understand what I'm saying? Before the United States even got over there, they was already kicking off in their ass. You see what I'm saying? And because they was heading, you know, Stalin and them was going into France, going into Great Britain, which they consider to be, you know, if you go into France, you go into Great Britain, that's the United States. Two closest allies. That's when they went over there. You see what I'm saying? But if the United States wouldn't have went over, because Hitler had taken over France. He had taken over France. The French can't fight no goddamn war, man. They punks. You see what I'm saying? They can't fight no goddamn war. They punks. You see what I'm saying? So I just had to show people this because somehow they get this illusion that, that somehow Russia is not an imperialist nation. So let's listen to this crazy shit these niggas talking about, man. You know, this is some crazy shit. Hold on.
Went to Russia to take up what they say they believed were jobs in security and agriculture. Now they say they've ended up on the front line of the war on Ukraine because they were duped by a recruitment agency. The case is reminiscent of other cases involving local and African job seekers who fell victim to overseas recruitment scammers. Ghana banned recruitment to the Gulf states in 2021. But why are many young Africans still falling victim to such international recruitment scams?
We have the youngest population in the world, Africa. And so you have all this population looking for jobs.
So what can be done to protect job seekers in Ghana or other African countries where unemployment is so high that an offer abroad can be appealing?
And public awareness campaigns to ensure Ghanaians are better informed about the dangers of these recruitment schemes.
And that's the flip side.
Yeah, they
14
scheme.
Ghanaian men.
They schemes. They tricking these niggas. They going over there thinking they about to get a farmer's job. You understand what I'm saying? They ass end up on the battlefield. So what the fuck is they talking about? They over here tricking these niggas. They thinking they about to go over there and do some farming and some shit, thinking they about to get them a job. And them motherfuckers end up with a goddamn camouflage uniform on and an AK-47 out in some goddamn urban area in Ukraine. You understand what I'm saying? Fighting a war and shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. Listen to this shit again now.
And went to Russia to take up what they say they believed were jobs in security and agriculture. Now this
in agriculture. They was going to get jobs. Now, that's crazy because ain't that what they say they brought these Africaners over here for? So, I mean, think about that. They say they was going over there to Russia and shit to get a job in agriculture, right? But ain't that what they say they brought these goddamn Africaners over here? So what was they about to do with them? Was they about to make them into some type of secret police or some shit? I mean, what the fuck was they about to do with them? You know, but they gonna make them ICE agents and shit. You know, you better, you know, I mean, listen here, they all operate damn near the same. You see what I'm saying? They damn near all operate the same. Ain't none of them so unalike that they ain't all got some of the same technology, same aspirations. Stop this bullshit. Okay.
they say they've ended up on the front line of the war on Ukraine because they were duped by a recruitment agency.
Duped by recruitment agencies. So they over there lying to them, talking about, yeah, nigga, you about to go over here and plant some goddamn some greens and some corn and shit, and yeah, nigga. And for long, the nigga out there in the middle of no man's land, you understand, look like, you know, some of them cities probably in Ukraine probably look like motherfucking Mad Max, look like an apocalyptic scene and shit. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that.
The case is reminiscent of other cases involving local and African job seekers who fell victim to overseas recruitment scammers. Ghana banned recruitment to the Gulf states in 2021. But why are many young Africans still falling victim to such international recruitment scams?
We have the youngest population in the world, Africa. And so you have all this population looking for jobs.
So what can be done to protect job seekers in Ghana or other African countries where unemployment is so high that an offer abroad can be appealing?
And public awareness campaigns to ensure Ghanaians are better informed about the dangers of these recruitment schemes.
And that's the flip side.
Yeah. So check this out. Here these niggas is over in the Red Square marching with uniforms on. Look at that. Them motherfuckers over there, what was that, the show, what that one, now go to work, yo, motherfucker with what's his name from Chicago, now let's go to work, do, yeah, these niggas over here, yeah, they out there doing the shuffle and shit, you know what I'm saying, yeah, motherfucker, one of them drones come through and I, I don't like to say that about my people. I don't. You see what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like that, but what nigga is you crazy? Did you see how, Vladimir Putin had to check that motherfucker over there in when they brought Ibrahim over there? Yeah, he was just over there for they what was it? I forget after World War II. And one of his soldiers, when Ibrahim got off the plane, General Ibrahim, he didn't salute him. They was talking shit about that. You see what I'm saying? He did not acknowledge him, and motherfucking, yeah, and Vladimir did him nasty. He did, like motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Kicked him out the military. He was a high-ranking motherfucker too. And you supposed to salute, you know what I'm saying, a head of state. And so when Ibrahim got off the motherfucker, he didn't even salute him. You see what I'm saying? And here it is. And his other generals, they had already seen the shit. You know what I'm saying? They had to, they was apologizing before it even happened. Before it even, but the world had already seen it. So, here it is. These motherfuckers are disrespect the you know what I'm saying? He's the head of state. And this was a high-ranking motherfucker. He did not salute Ibrahim, but he lost his motherfucking job. He got rid of his ass. He might be dead. You see what I'm saying? And so Vladimir did all he could to, gave him honors and shit and this, that, and redid the shit. He did go back, but I just show you can't change what happened. That just show you how they think about a motherfucker. He got some political shit he trying to achieve, but the average motherfucking Russian don't give a fuck about that. They looked at that like that's a nigga. You see what I'm saying? What the fuck? So if he'll disrespect the president of a nation like that, won't even salute him. You see what I'm saying? What kind of shit is that? Motherfuckers acting like, oh, that man disrespect on live TV. And what Vladimir had to do, because everybody saw the shit, he redid the whole thing where, he called him back. He said, he called Ibrahim. He said, man, I want you to come up here. We got something for you. He said, he said, we going as if when he first landed, they redid the whole ceremony. And man, he brought his top military out there. They came out there, how they come out there marching and shit. If just for him now. But that's what he did because he got a political agenda. That don't mean shit that the average motherfucker think about you just and show you. That's what he thought about him. You see what I'm saying? That's what he did. That's what he thought. And then a lot of them don't, shit, this man got more power. You understand? Than the average motherfucker in the military over there. Vladimir got all the power. They ain't got no power. And to see see that, maybe Vladimir do got some goddamn agenda with this man. He very well might got an agenda because he's trying to undercut the West by cutting off the fucking the resources. And I ain't got nothing. I hope both of them fall. I'm not with either. I hope both of them fall. I hope both of them collapse. You feel what I'm saying? I believe all them imperialism motherfuckers should collapse. You see what I'm saying? That's just all it is to it. But don't up and act like these motherfuckers is loving us like that. Just stop this shit. And so this is what I'm hearing from these Africans. They believe that Vladimir's their savior, man. They don't got nothing bad to say about Vladimir Putin, man, or Russia. They ain't got shit to say bad. They saying that motherfucker, they with them. But they ain't with none of their own brothers and sisters on the goddamn continent. Make this shit make sense to me. And all this love that you got, you understand what I'm saying? Why y'all ain't send no army over there to Sudan? Huh? Why y'all ain't send nobody over there? What's going on in the Congo? Why y'all ain't got together and went down there in the Congo? Huh? You mean to tell me y'all got that money? You gonna go over there to fucking Russia and fight for some goddamn nasty Neanderthal that ain't got no love or respect for you? You understand? Only using you as a political tool. You understand? To bring about some type of, so he can get 1 foot over his own brother's neck. But as soon as that's accomplished, he won't no longer need your ass. Haven't you learned that yet? Haven't you learned that yet? Listen to this motherfucker right here. Oh.
It gives me joy to report that the Africans are in Russia fighting for Russia, fighting Ukrainians. I love it because all this time Russia's always been there for Africans. Russia supported Africans throughout apartheid. Every time the West, NATO, has been bombing blacks or killing blacks, Russia's always been there.
Yeah, see what he's saying right there. He's saying that in Africa, Russia has always been there. Well, I tell you what, he's out even through apartheid. Well, motherfucker, the whites still got power in South Africa. They still got power. They got just as much power during the height of fucking apartheid. The richest people in South Africa is still white. They might not be in the government, but they own the motherfucking, they own the economy. They own the land. The motherfucking Rothschild said, I don't give a fuck who. You know what Rothschild said? He said, whoever controls the money controls the nation. And so it don't make no, you can make the laws, I control the money. So I run this motherfucker. That's what he said. So, I mean, you can put the puppets up there in the goddamn government. That don't mean shit. I ain't heard Vladimir Putin say anything about giving back black people their goddamn land. Huh? I ain't heard him say nothing. Okay, let's give the black people's back. I ain't heard him, say if he sold for goddamn Africa, he sold for, and why he ain't telling what's his name? Whatever his name is, the ruler, what's his name? Goddamn, down there in Ramaphosa. Yeah, Ramaphosa. Yeah, we'll get the goddamn land back. Get the goddamn land back. That's it. So you so against goddamn apartheid. Ain't been none of them Europeans nowhere, no how has even mentioned South Africa being in the same predicament. They just playing what they call that shit, musical chairs and shit. But you in the same, you listen to the same song, but you changing chairs in the same, ain't went nowhere but to another chair in the same house that somebody supposed to be your house, but they rule the house and they ain't stopped ruling it since they got there. Make that shit make sense to me. You see, so I just wanted to clear that up. Talking about Russia has been support. How did they support? And y'all still down there with the highest murder rates in the guy. I ain't heard Vladimir Putin say nothing about the fucking murder rates. I ain't heard nobody say nothing about the murder rates. You see, we talking about what's that? Kate. What's the name? I forget the name of that, Cape City, whatever the fuck it is, in Durham, you know, and a couple of more of them damn cities down there. You feel me? Goddamn near 2,000-3,000. Ain't nobody saying shit. You understand? Right now, South Africa is the murder capital of the damn world. You talking about supporting? What the fuck is they supporting? Yeah, who the fuck is they supporting? Cape Verde, no, Cape Town. Cape Town, that's one. I know Cape Town, high Durban, another one. High in goddamn Johannesburg, too. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Them three right there is in the top. They in the top goddamn 10. But Cape Town is at number 1. I believe Cape Town is at Durham and all of them, man. When you look at the top cities with the most, I think out of the top 10, maybe 2, I believe 2 of them is from South Africa, but they extremely high. They're extremely high, up there near 3,000. Over one was over damn near 3,000. The other one was over 2,000, and there's about 2 or 3 other ones over 1,500. You understand? Murders in one goddamn city. You see what I'm saying? What the fuck is y'all with a goddamn unemployment rate of goddamn near 30-some%? You see what I'm saying? The youth from 18 to 24, 60% of the population of 18 to 20 ain't got no job. And you wonder why motherfuckers running through there crazy and shit. And because the 7% own all the fucking economy in the goddamn country and they ain't hiring no fucking body. You understand what they so racist that they ain't hiring no motherfucking body, but they own goddamn near 75% of the land, own 75% of the land, probably own more of the economy, and then looking at the fucking the savagery that's going on because you got a populace without economics, without fucking land and shit like that. And this nigga just said that Russia supported South Africa through apartheid. Nigga, apartheid is today. The fuck is you talking about? Apartheid ain't never ended. They just using niggas as puppets. You understand? To run the government, but they still run the money and run the land. Make that shit make sense to me. Make that shit make sense to me.
Russia has stood up for black people throughout decades, throughout history. Russia has never invaded a black country, never enslaved black people. Russia has never made slaves of any black people. Russia, in actual fact, Russia has always helped black people. Russia's the only white nation, white European nation, or white superpower that's always stood up for black people, that has never enslaved black people. So I love the fact that the Africans are returning the favor. They're showing that, yes, we stand with you, Russia. We stand with you, Putin.
Man, you hear this nigga. Man, please. It's the same way over here. These niggas go to Iraq, go to Afghanistan. It's no different, but just make it make sense, though. You understand what I'm saying? We can't glorify one without, exposing the other. That's their brother. That's their goddamn brother. So it's the same. These niggas go to, Iraq, go to Afghanistan, get their leg blew off, come over here, and you can't even get in the hospital. You understand what I'm saying? They was going to these veteran goddamn hospitals over here, and man, they say they were so nasty and filthy, it was a goddamn shame. It was so, these is veteran hospitals. You go up in the event nasty, man. There ain't no funding and shit and this, that, and the third. So you all over the world, man. All over the world. And they the least minority. So they gonna ask you to come. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna ask you to join in. They're gonna trick you. And so what they doing over there is what they doing over here. Cutting out all these programs. So you ain't got no choice other than to go to the military. That's what they done. But we ain't giving no loans. We ain't giving out no loans. We ain't no job corps. And they talking about trade school. What trade school? If you was talking about opening trade school, then why don't you just fucking fund job corps? Make it work. If that's what it's about, make that shit work. If you talking about trade schools and all that, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. The Neanderthal, wherever he at, he's a demented individual. You understand what I'm saying? Just know that he's a demented fucking individual. And so, don't fall for the mask that they putting on. That's all a mask. You see what I'm saying? One wear this mask, the other wear the other mask. They all got a mask on. And when you pull that motherfucker off, all you see is Beelzebub and Samael and all them wicked. What's the other one? I was learning this other one motherfucker name. He was one of the chief wicked ones too. What was that motherfucker's name? I forget it. They said it yesterday. I meant to write that shit down. But anyway, I get it. But anyway, family, I just had to put that out there where people's is out. Oh, but I had to put this one brother. I can't get up off here without playing this one brother. Where he was talking about where he was trying to get out of the fucking Ukraine and how they was treating him over there. You see what I'm saying? And Russia too. Russia too, man. Don't get it twisted. Same goddamn way. Same goddamn way.
It's not easy. It was a hell for me.
This is when I guess when they got ready to start for the first time when they started bombing that motherfucker. You know, when it first started, this brother, he was over there, you know, and they over there going to school. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how they do. I mean, we ain't gonna get, yeah, they do, and they come over here too. They come over here too, and I don't think they expected it to be no fucking war. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, people go all over the world to go to school. A lot of people come to the United States and fucking, and all they doing is shooting up goddamn universities all over the United States. So it's just as ignorant. It's just as ignorant. So I don't want people to think it's no goddamn different. So they went over there to Ukraine thinking they're going to get them an education and shit. You understand? And the war broke off and they were trying to get up out of that motherfucker, and that racism kicked right on in. You won't even let them niggas out of there. They're going to get every goddamn Caucasoid out of there before they get a nigga out of there. All of them did. When it came to some bullshit, they blamed it on the African. Every fucking time. You see what I'm saying? Every fucking time they blame it on the African. Put us in the motherfucker. We the responsibility for this bullshit. You feel me? So, you know, he's saying that, you know, he was trying to get out of there, man, and they beat him and shit. They was letting 10,000 motherfucking Europeans go through the motherfucker to get out of there before he could get out of there. You see? Listen to this.
No food, no water, nowhere to take money. I couldn't sleep. I just stand one place waiting for my turn for the Ukraine soldier to let me in. They refuse. There are a lot of people, 10,000, trying to go through. They only take their citizens. I have to fight. I have to push myself in. All this. I was standing in one place, no sleep. They caught me and took my hands. They hit me. They don't care about other foreigners. They just beating people here and there. When you try to explain yourself, they slap you. They don't treat their citizens the same way, and it's not good. We are all equal.
Man, you went over there talking about we are. What the fuck you mean we all equal? What the fuck that we shit come from? That's them. You know what I'm saying? If some shit jump off now, you in trouble. I mean, but that's anywhere you go. Anytime you leave the country or your birth and you go somewhere else, I don't give a fuck what they tell you. Is at a disadvantage. You're at a disadvantage if you go to another motherfucker's land. I don't give a fuck what land you go to. You're at a disadvantage. Because if you get into it with a motherfucker, and motherfucker can go get numbers on your ass quick. You understand what I'm saying? They could hunt you down. They could follow you. They could do any goddamn thing. So if you out of your own land or your birth that you know, you see that you can operate and you don't have no problem operating, then you go to somebody, you at a disadvantage. No, us. You understand? Motherfuckers gonna look out for their own first and foremost. You understand what I'm saying? And if motherfuckers say, oh, you hit them or did anything, they're gonna take the side of their people most of the time. Damn near 99.9% of the time, they are going to side with their own people. So I mean, for them motherfuckers, thank you, family. I just came back in. B1 business. I see you right there. I appreciate you, good family. You see, yeah, you go over there and you thinking they're gonna look out for you. You're a fool. So if you go somewhere out of town like that and you got to lay low. You got to be on some lay low shit. You understand? But y'all niggas want to go over there. They're just like this nigga that got beat up in this bar. You know, these bikers. This, you know, I hate for it to happen. But you in a goddamn sundown lounge with a bunch of goddamn racist ass bikers, and they didn't put hands on it, and you know they mad because that one white boy got his ass whooped down there in Mississippi, so they can't wait to get some get back. And so you up the only nigga in a bar with a bunch of racist ass bikers in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, what kind of nigga is you? You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, motherfucker, if you that silly enough to go up in a bar with some racist, knowing they can't wait to start some shit with you, because the fact that you even there, they like, what the fuck is this motherfucker, man? I ain't got nothing else to do. Y'all want to whoop this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Shit, I mean, goddamn. Shit, it happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. You was in the right place at the right time for them. And they didn't, you want to be silly. And they see you as a silly nigga, and you in there with them, and you know they racist. You know they in there talking all around your stupid ass. They don't care. They ain't even hiding. I know how them kind is. They probably was talking shit all around that nigga. And he act like I'm not a nigga. I'm one of them. So when he hear them talking about nigga, he assumed that you know how these niggas get up on YouTube and they talk about their own people, right? So them kind think they can go amongst other white people and that somehow they gonna treat them like they one of them. But that's what the nigga found out wasn't true. And he went up in there thinking he was one of them. And they was like, man, fuck this shit. You know how I didn't see niggas do it now. You understand? Just on GP with man, fuck this, man. Y'all ready to whip this nigga. You can hear, it's coming. Like, god damn, man. Man, they about to whip this nigga. You know what I mean? You know it's coming. So, I mean, people's is in this confusion. If you gonna go out there, you got to lay low. You know what I'm saying? You can't be out there trying to, if you going and you taking care of business and shit and this, that, and the third, take care of your business, lay low. You understand? Go somewhere, motherfucker. And even then, the police won't even fucking help you some of the time. You know, they be on their side and shit. You know, after they whoop you, they'll lock you up and say, nigga, you was disturbing the goddamn peace and shit like that. Hey, come on, man. Y'all niggas got to grow up. Y'all got to grow up. Straight up. Y'all got to grow up out there, man. But anyway, just to let it be known, I just happen to see that, Africans are leaving Africa. Some of them being tricked. They're being tricked. Thinking that they're going to, but didn't they say that some of our people got tricked on the boat? You understand what I'm saying? Talking about they got a job. This ain't new, man. Yeah. We got a job for you niggas and shit, man. Y'all ready to make some money? Yeah, motherfucker, you end up over here in chains and shit. Over here, yeah. Was ready to give that sister life for weed. Yeah. Yeah, she went over there stupid enough. Go over to Russia. Good and goddamn Russia. Well, you don't go to Russia with no goddamn weed. You's a dumb motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You don't go to Russia. I wouldn't dare, man. There ain't nothing I want to see in Russia. Period. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see that shit on History Channel. That's the only place I'm gonna see it at. I wouldn't dare go to no nation that got a history of locking motherfuckers up and doing to their own. Oh no. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go over somewhere and get locked up in a prison full of motherfucking Russians, and some of y'all want to go down in South America and get locked up with all them motherfuckers. Man, y'all stupid than a motherfucker. Y'all got to be the dumbest motherfuckers in the world, man. You can't even get a motherfucker to bring you nothing. Ain't nobody coming to see you, nigga. You so far, you ain't nobody coming to see you. If they even let a motherfucker in there to see you. They might not even let a motherfucker in there to see you. And you know what I'm saying? They might not even let the State Department come in there and see your black ass. That's what they be doing. When they really want to clamp down on the motherfucker, they won't even let the State Department come in there and see your ass. You just in there. So I don't know what would make a motherfucker go to some countries. You understand what I'm saying? You can, man, even for a couple weeks. You understand what I'm saying? Shit, you know what I'm saying? It's a roll the dice situation. It's a roll the dice situation. But most definitely, if you do go, you better go squeaky clean. You better not put shit in there. You understand what I'm saying? You better not put a motherfucker. Nigga. That's how I know. When I was moving around in certain cities, I knew that it was a racist at the goddamn airport. Man, I didn't put nothing in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? Certain cities, they always stop you. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? All in your shit, and you know what I mean? It could be the smallest little shit. You know what I'm saying? I say, oh my God, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit don't make no motherfucking sense, Yeah, you put your shit in, they always going, you pull you out of line all the time. They don't give a fuck. And so it's to the point like, man, motherfucker don't even carry a suitcase. Motherfucker, get your goddamn computer, put it in a goddamn backpack, motherfucker, and get 2 motherfucking changes of clothes. And that's all the fuck I need. I'm not fucking with these motherfuckers. That's how they do you. You see what I'm saying? So you most definitely can't go overseas with no type of nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And you's a fool. You know, and for somebody to go over there, that was like the dumbest move that I ever seen in my life. But anyway, family, it's time up tonight. I'm gonna move. We'll be black tomorrow with some more fire. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we went long on these last 2, but yeah, it's all good. But anyway, I see you. Make sure you get over there to Patreon. We got that 5. We're gonna most definitely turn up. It's Saturday. It's Saturn's Day. It's Set's Day. So I'm most definitely gonna turn up. So y'all stay tuned, family, and get over there to Patreon. Get over there to King Seti. Subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power. Hey, Edward, man, I put you in moderator over there on General Seti, man.